Mia.
And this video today is basically to give an introduction to ourselves. We are hosting a design retreat in August here in Bali, and we want to give you some insights into our lives here in Bali, how it's inspired us and our design journey and all of that good stuff. This collaboration, I think, is a really good match because firstly, I didn't think about this, but our branding colours are similar. We've got similar aesthetics, and we're both living here in Bali, doing our own thing in the design world, but really passionate about that, and really passionate about showing different people and bringing people in and knowing, you know, what we've got out of being here, wanting to share that. So the video today is about, we want to talk to you about the retreat, but also just give a bit of ourselves and that design journey and how Bali has influenced that. And if you haven't done already, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press that notification bell for new video releases. So I'm going to start by asking you a question. Actually, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Okay, my name is Mia. I'm an artist, designer, curator. I came to Bali about 4 years ago. So I was traveling, that's how it started off. I was traveling for about, this is my 10th year, but I came to Bali just to visit and then got stuck for pandemic. So during that time, I didn't realize I was gonna be here as long as I was, and I just wound up falling in love. So from me going out after like about 6 months, I was going out to look for places and also make the new villa that I was in, make it feel like home. And I already had a clothing brand that was based in Thailand, so I was transitioning the brand to Bali, and then from going out looking at decor to build the house, to build my space, it kind of just like I fell in love with the craftsmanship of Bali, and you know, just seeing all the different artisans and learning about the villages. Like they have separate villages, like this whole village focused on painting, this one's wood. So I really loved that, and I was like, man, they're so talented. I wanted to share this with the world, you know. So that idea kind of birthed the decor brand, and it really was about just connecting these different cultures and tribes and sharing their gifts with the world. We had a villa called Good Karma Villa, and that really was like, it was a big space, and we knew going into it, we wanted to have it to cultivate community. So during a pandemic and for like a year, we were hosting events there. We had like co-working, we had all types of like Thanksgiving, Christmas dinners, poetry, kind of like tiny desk style so far, where we had music, poetry, just basically a community space to cultivate for the Black and brown community that was here. So going into it with that mindset, it was like, okay, let's make it more inviting. We wanted it to be warm and inviting, so we had like a lot of chairs, different setups, and the space was already just like, when I first saw it, it was like a perfect melting pot because they already had images of Black women on the wall. So that alone, I was like, oh wow, okay, this is meant to be. I ended up having photo shoots there. It just became this community venue in a way that it was such a nice space that all types of events can happen. It was filled with warmth and love, you know?
Yeah. Just tell us why you are so passionate about Bali.
Man, Bali is just like, it's just a magical place, you know, and for me, of all the places I've been to, Bali, I love Bali because it has rich culture. The culture is just very rich. It's not watered down or gentrified. So there's rich culture. It's an abundance of produce, fresh fruits, the food, and then the tropical weather. Like I love the nature aspect. There's just like abundance of greenery everywhere. So I'm really passionate about Bali because it combines all the best of all the things I love, you know, and the people here they're so nice, and they're inviting, you know, and warm, and I love that the culture has art ingrained into it. You know, it's like these people naturally, they just create and don't even understand the value of what they're doing. It's like, man, this is amazing. It's like, oh, I just did that yesterday. And it's like, what? This is, you know, it's how I love how they just like really, they outtake on life, you know, and they just find joy in the simple pleasures of life, you know.
Yeah, for me, very similar. So I've been coming to Bali for the past 10 years, but for me it was a pull. It wasn't a pull that I had intellectualized or I had really like sat down and thought, what is it? It's just something I knew I wanted and needed. Like every time I come here, I feel something in a way that I hadn't felt any other place. Something about just being inspired, like everywhere. The nature, the people, the culture, just the aesthetics of everything. It's just like, I'd just be like this all the time. Yeah. Everything that you said, everything that you love is here in abundance. And so, yeah, that's kind of what brought me here. That's the genuine one. That's why it means so much.
Yeah, no, I get that. And also for me, what I love about it is that it is such a thriving, fertile ground for creativity. You know, I love that we can have an idea and execute it. Make it happen. Like our community is like, in no time, somebody can put you in contact with somebody who can make whatever you want come to life. I just found like a shoemaker and it's like, oh, make your own shoes? Okay, that's the thing. Like, yes, why not? So it's like everything and anything you want to do, everything is possible here. You know, I get the most inspiration from just the natural elements that they use. I love the wood carving, but I love all the work they do with the time. And sustainability is just like a big pillar in my life, and also with my brain, just part of who I am. So I love how they use what they have. They use the natural resources.
I'm going first to the next question.
Why? Come on, why are you gonna cut down this kind of stuff? But I love how they just use what they got to make amazing, you know, there's just things that the earth provides, you know, and they make this amazing art from it. So yeah.
Bro, you're like going first, but I'm just gonna be like, what he said.
But it makes sense though, right? We're drawn and attracted to some of the same things, so of course we want to have some of the same answers.
One thing for me is like, even starting this channel actually, I started doing furniture flips. Yeah, I was.
Wait, you was doing like making them over, like old furniture?
Yeah,
and then,
I used to like pick furniture up on the street.
Yeah.
Or like buy something for $10 and I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna make something with this.
Oh, I love that.
So I think one thing for me is just like what you said, making something out of nothing. Right? This is a place that they do. I'm not saying they don't have anything because it's rich, but the richness is in a different way than we would assess it in the Western world. But you know, they make buildings with bamboo scaffolding. Like when you look at the tools from back in the day that they're still using. But I think that's part of me making something out of nothing. That's part of my pillars. Just be creative. You know, working what we've got, relooking how we look at certain things. And that's, I think, the alignment with this place. Like, they use every single natural element. I've seen Christmas trees made with coconuts. I've seen, like, plants used in the most amazing way.
The creativity is out of this world.
The creativity is insane. Yeah. So, yeah, that's the magic for me.
Yeah. I also love the carved pieces, like I said. But I love what they're doing with the wood carvings. They're so tribal, and the people I work with, they're from Timor, and they do the wood carvings, and that's a Melanesian, so that's like a black island as well. But again, the carvings remind me of Africa, and the fact that it's so tribal, but also universal, but also really still from that island. You know, you get all of that in this one piece.
Yeah.
I love that aspect as well.
I'm gonna say pieces. It's like a genre, but it's the art. So I feel like I've kind of got now into a little groove in the spaces that I'm working on, where art is kind of a big component of it. So my very first villa was the place where I lived, and that was not, I wasn't even thinking about Airbnb or anything like that. It was for me. And I fell in love with Giovanna's photography. She travels the world and has the most beautiful art that tell the most beautiful stories. But she had like a collection in Ethiopia that I fell in love with. So that kind of like centered around one place. And then I've had like artists paint stuff. So I've had like a beautiful piece that's been painted in the same villa, and then a mural which took up the whole wall. Yeah, the artists are so talented, and they can, you know, you can work with them to really kind of get what you want. That art really just like gels everything together. Like I'm somebody who likes the drawings, the paintings, the photography, but also wall art. Like so I have masks on the walls, baskets, carvings, shells.
And I love that, you know, when you, especially when being in your spaces, they're like, it has that, everything comes together. For me, I personally love, I'm a texture person, you know, so I love the texture, and I love what you do, because it's like, you got the art, you got plants, you got texture, you got wall art, like all of it. It's like a recipe, you know, so it's like the space, the villa itself is the dish, but yet you bring all these rich ingredients into it individually, like each individual ingredient is nice. So all together comes together just amazing. So I really love how you do that, make that combination really pop.
Thank you. Yeah. We're so spoiled with choice.
I know.
Yeah. And I think also going into the next subject, that's kind of one of my superpowers if I had one of living here, is like being able to find exactly what I want. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I have an idea. This particular villa where we're staying now is kind of inspired by Morocco. I won't say it was a Moroccan villa, but it's inspired. And it was one thing, it was like these lights that the owner bought that had a Moroccan kind of look. And so that's the direction we went. But then I've been able to find things in Bali, like the carpets and the pillowcases and things like that. So sourcing definitely is something that I feel I'm very good at, and I know there's going to be people who are going to come to our retreat who want to source things for themselves or for their businesses. That's definitely something that we can help with as well, because there's so much.
There's so much.
Yeah.
So I love that. Yeah, I think my superpower would be, I love just good spaces, so curating experiences, you know. I love to be able to drive down a place and like open up, and this just happened because I took a long route to my favorite restaurant, you know, but being able to go to places and love the, you know, I feel like I'm always finding nice places. So be able to create day trips or just different itineraries where it's curating a nice experience, you know, and also good restaurants. I'm a foodie, I'm a tourist. So I love food, and I just love the finer things in life, you know. So I'm all about that, like creating the beautiful experiences that just like enjoyable from the inside out.
And that is another like amazing kind of attribute, isn't it, for this design retreat? Because that's exactly what we wanted to inspire people, but for you to have a top experience from the day you get here to the moment you leave. Like everything has been.
Attention to detail is my specialty. Yes, that's what it's about.
Yes.
Nice. All right.
Ready for an unforgettable Bali getaway? Dive into our 7-day Bali design retreat. Explore craft markets, meet local artisans, and embrace Balinese culture. Expand your network, gain industry insights, and uncover new trends. It's more than a trip, it's an investment in your growth. Secure your spot now and join us in Bali.
Hello, my name is Herman. I'm a founder of Indo Primitive Hub, where a lot of tourists and also design interior come to Bali. Why you have to come to Bali? You have to enjoy your life in Bali, beautiful day. It's not like in Europe. It's very cold here. It's nice people, friendly people, and you can see a lot of people with a lot of creativity to design a lot of different products.
Yeah.
Thank you. So you have to come to Bali.
Thank you, Herman.